Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here at Dunes Golf Centre, and once again, it feels quite lonely, quite sad, not having anybody here. Normally, you know, this cafe would be thriving with people enjoying a cup of coffee and fine food. But anyway, that's not the reason for the video. I'm going to turn the camera around, but first, before I show you what I want to show you, just take a look out there. Isn't that just beautiful? The snow untouched on the range just looks so pure. I might go out there and hit a few shots shortly, but this is what I wanted to do the video for, is because I've been sorting out today, as you can see on the table, and what you won't see in the shop is there has been a huge delivery of all the new fitting stuff for Taylormade and Callaway. I can't tell you how many shafts we have now got. I promise you, this is just a tiny percentage of what we've now got in, so that when we can fit again, we are going to be providing the locals here in Fraserburgh and beyond in this area with a phenomenal fitting experience. We have got shafts to suit every single golfer, which is going to enrich the experience everyone who comes here at Dunes actually has. So let me just turn the camera around and show you. I don't know which of these to hit first. We've got this terrific selection of the new Apex irons going right up, and this is kind of in order. I'll just go through them. So this is the DCB, which is kind of like for those that want a forged head, classic looking club, but it's got loads of forgiveness in it. And then it goes into sort of the mid-range here, which is the standard Apex. And then as we go up, we get the Pro, which you can see is becoming more bladey-like. And then this work of art. It's difficult to see, I know, on the camera, but this is absolutely beautiful. A beautiful piece of engineering. I think for me, I'm probably going to be somewhere here, not as playing as often as I used to, possibly something like these in the longer irons, but I really do like the look of those. And then we've got the Taylormade Sim2 as well. We've got the Max heads, and then we've got the Max and the Max Oversize here. The Oversize, again, just giving you a little bit more help if you're a slightly higher handicap golfer. And then a selection of left hand. And then we've got the new Callaway drivers here, and I'll show you the Taylormade in a minute. Head covers. Anybody a big fan of head covers? So, I mean, I'm going to do a post, I think, later this week and have a head cover face-off of which company, in your opinion, make the best head covers. A lot of them these days are a similar style. It's the old socks with the pom-pom on the end seem to have long gone, and it's gone more for those sort of, I don't know how to describe them really. But anyway, the question now is, shall I go and hit some? Who wants me to go and hit some of these, and what shall I choose first? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just build up one of these clubs. I'm going to have to just put you down. I think I'm going to go for the Apex Pro. This one is 2 up. I don't think I need 2 up. I'll go with the standard head. Definitely need to get a proper fit in soon as we're allowed to reopen, to see if things have changed. Just random shaft here. This one is it's a Project X XIO shaft. So this is a 6.0, 110 gram. That's probably not far off for me with stuff I've been fitted with before. So this just slots on. For any of you that don't know how we fit, it's amazing these days how we can just keep things consistent, so we can change just one variable at a time. So in this case, I'm just changing, well, I could just change the head, or I could just change the shaft, which means we can see, you know, direct comparisons. Back in the old days, we had like a certain lie angle on a regular shaft and on a stiff shaft, and it was like, oh, was it the lie angle that changed, or was it the shaft that made the difference? Whereas now we can change just one variable. So I'm going to take this and have a little shot with it. I think I should take a sim as well, shouldn't I? Let me just set up a sim. I'm just going to go Sim2. We'll go same thing. We'll go standard. Where's the standard head? Ah, this looks like it. Sorry, this isn't as polished as I'd like it to be, but I thought I'd just jump on and do a live. It doesn't matter. If you get bored, you can just switch off, can't you? So let's find a Taylormade shaft. Oh, I'll put them through there. Right, I'm going to take you with me then. I'll have a go with this driver as well. Epic Speed driver, 9 degree with some of the new Mitsubishi shafts. So it's the MMT. I'll talk to you a bit about that in another video, I think, once we've had more chance to try them all. So anyway, let me take you through the shop. Apologies for the camera work, but I'm trying to hold loads of things at once here. It's all gone a bit wonky. I'll just turn the camera around. So I said, we're going to go outside. Here we go. Here's all the new Sim2 stuff, look. All this is fitting gear, by the way, folks. So you can see just how extensive our fitting proposition is this year. We have basically left no stone unturned to provide you with the best experience. And for those that don't know, we have to buy all our fitting gear, everyone. We don't get given it by the manufacturers. We have to buy it all. Let's have a look. What am I looking for? Sim2, 9 degrees stiff. Let's give that a whirl. A couple of things while I've got you here in the shop. Take a look at this bad boy. This is the Sim Max Rescue. Or Sim2, sorry, Rescue, not the Max. The Max is this one on the shelf. Much bigger footprint. This is a phenomenal little club. Let me just show you down here. It's not like the big hybrids. It's almost like a cross between a driving iron and a hybrid. And personally, you know, I've not been a huge fan of hybrids for my own game. I see them help an awful lot of people that I coach and fit, and a hybrid is absolutely a winning club. You know, I think for a lot of you, putting a hybrid in the bag is definitely a good thing. I've even done a video on that. But for some reason, well, I kind of know the reasons, I've just not got on with them. I tend to prefer an iron. So I think something like that will be in my bag in 2021 once we get playing properly again. Of course, there's no golf at the minute because of the snow. But if we look down at the profile of this one, you can see how it's a much thinner top line. That suits my eye much better. And, you know, when we're doing a fitting on people, we do look at performance. Of course we do. That's the number one thing, isn't it? But there's a human being on the end of the club as well. They've got to like the look of it. You know, they've got to be able to sort of put that down and think, you know what, I could use that. And that's definitely an influential factor when I choose a club. Right, I'm just grabbing a shaft to put in this Taylormade iron head that I've got in my pocket. Right then, these boys are going to get hit. Boys, I think they could be female. I don't know. What is a golf club? Is it male or female? Or is it gender neutral? Who knows these days? Who knows? So anyway, we're going to head out on the range. This could be interesting, folks. I have not played for so long. So we'll see what happens. I've got some balls ready. Put them out here. So I'm going to try and set you up so you can watch, you can talk to me. I don't know if anyone's commented, to be fair. I've been that busy getting things ready to have a go at this. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Oh, it's just glorious out here. There's hardly a breath of wind. I brought a rock with me to balance my phone upon. That was good thinking, wasn't it? Oh, no, the rock's doing the camera. The rock is table 2 placeholder, if anyone's interested. Oh, this is a disaster. I'll sort it. 1 second, folks. Bear with me. Put this somewhere I can stand it up. Professional camera work at its best. Ah, there we go. I've got you, I think. I think you can all see that. Right, I'm going to jump in and get it in a few. This could be embarrassing, but let's give it a go. So, start off with a few irons. What have we got here? So, this is the Callaway Apex Pro. Beautiful looking club. I'll just hit a few with it. Let's see what we think. Oh, lost my balance a bit. First swing of the day. Oh, now that was beautiful. That's gone miles. Oh, you can see where I hit that last one. Look at that. Can you see the marks on it? Right out the middle of the bat. That's why it felt so good. I don't know if I still got the camera in the right place. Can you see that all right? Ah, yes, you can. So, yeah, that feels absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? I just love the thin top line of it. Very little offset. I'm not a big fan of irons for me with a big offset. For some of you, that's really going to help. But just a tiny little offset suits me. Caught that one a bit heavy, but he's still gone. Good stuff. Right, let's have a go with the Taylormade Sim2. So I brought out a shaft. Let's just put this shaft on it. I know this is going to be different. I think in the Taylormade range for me, I'm going to be more looking at like probably the P770s, 790s maybe. Kind of like more my style of head that would suit me. But it'd be interesting to see how this goes. So no one's ever hit these before. Let's have a little shot with it. Much bigger top line, and for some of you that's going to inspire a lot of confidence. Very different sound, but my God, that has flown. looks like it's gone miles further than the Callaway. Can't wait to give these a test on the GC quad. I haven't got that with me here at June's today. That's just at home for safety and security while we're not open. Wow. That is flying. I'd love to get the data on that, because where that's flying to out there is unbelievable how far that's going. That's the Sim2 from Taylormade. Right, onto the drivers. I'm going to start with the Callaway. So what I've got here, it's the Epic Speed. It's a 9 degree, just set up at neutral, standard loft. For those of you that don't know, I know there's a lot of you new to the game. These drivers nowadays, most of them come with a ton of adjustability, and Callaway, Taylormade are no different. On the sleeve here, we can tinker with it. You can set it up for a bit more loft. You can set it to favour sort of draw and fade and what have you. So this is just on neutral, and it's on the standard loft, which on this head is 9 degrees. So just before I hit it, there's not a lot of fuss on the top of the Callaway head. If you look really closely, you can see that it's a carbon crown. I don't think there's any way that's going to pick up here on the camera today, but it's a lovely looking club, quite shiny. It's like a gloss finish, but I must admit that sits behind the ball pretty nicely. Let's give this a smash. Tell you what, I reckon it's not playing for a bit. Suits me. It's pretty good. Slightly high on the face, slightly toe, which is actually a really good place to hit it, because it just knocks the backspin off it. If any of you watched the live lessons with Sam, Chris and myself, you'll have seen Sam in particular talk when he did his driver lesson about how gear effect affects the spin. So slightly high, slightly toe is a mighty fine place to hit it if you're looking for a long ball. Just came over that one a little bit left. Still not a bad hit though. Quite like the feel of that. It's quite solid. It impacts. Some of the drives in the past have felt a bit more hollow, like some of the ping ones in the past have been quite loud. Not tinny, I think that's a disservice to them, but a different sound. I quite like that solid, what is it, like a thump you get. Now, Taylormade Sim2. Again, this is a 9 degree head. Now, no, by the way, don't confuse this for a full review of these clubs. I know we're blessed with the likes of Rick Shields, who does a fantastic job, there's no doubt. This is nothing like what he does, this is just a quick hit. But I will give you a full review of these clubs in due course. It'll be coming later next week, I think, if time permits. So yeah, I love the colouring of this. I don't know if this is green, I'm calling it yellow, and anyone who knows me well enough, if you've been watching some of my stuff for long enough, you'll know that anything white, blue and yellow has quite an appeal for me. It's all to do with football, folks. It's the mighty whites of Leeds United, and that colour scheme is about spot on for me. So I think just because of that, it doesn't matter how this thing performs, I love it already. But let's see how it goes. Nice shape on the head, a bit more going on than there is on this Callaway, there's no doubt. But let's see how it goes. Bit of a pull left, a bit like the last one I hit with the Callaway actually. Tendency I have is to do that a little bit, so I think that's probably much more me. It was a pretty centred strike, looking at the face there. I know what to do to fix that, just need a little bit of practice, but I know what my swing traits are, so here we go, let's have another one. That's the one. That fader, power fader. That was my stock shot for years. You know, I played my best golf when I just stood on the tee and I knew I was going to hit that 5-10 yard fade. And then I kind of went in pursuit of trying to hit a draw. And you know what, there's a lot in that where people kind of hit a certain shape and they can play really good golf. We alluded to it a bit with Sam on Friday night in the live lesson about how is it wrong to play a fade or a draw, etc. I think if you know what it's going to do, then there's a lot to be said for that, even if it is a bit of curvature on it. Of course, it does come with problems. Right, I'm going to launch this one high with a little bit of draw. And it's stayed straight. It's a good hit. And the reason that stayed straight, slightly heel side of the stripe there. So, you know what, they both feel amazing. I think this is going to be one of the things we find, and we have found for a few years now, that when you're looking at the best manufacturers, so all the big boys out there isn't a bad club, but you can definitely get a bad fit. And that really only happens when you don't get a proper fit. It really only happens if you just take a punt and buy one on a whim because your mate gets on well with it and you get the same spec as him, or you borrowed it and you get one or two good drives. You know, certainly here, most places like us here at June's, we don't charge extra for the fitting. We really want you to go away with something that's going to work for you. So, you know, be patient. We're not allowed to give fittings at the minute. Most of you are aware of that. I do get messages though, most days, asking when we're open for fitting again. Unfortunately, it's out of our hands. It's up to Nicola when she gives us the go-ahead. I promise you, you will know about it. You won't. You see my face on Facebook and that enough, but just wait till we're open again and we can start sharing you what we can actually do. You'll probably unsubscribe from Facebook. You'll be sick of seeing me. Here we go, sorry. Sim2 Rescue. This is this little number 3, 19.5 degree, and this to me, I kind of want to love it. I want to love it. I've never got on well with one of these, but let's see how it plays. Oh yes. So I mean, bear in mind, I haven't played a round of golf this year yet. In fact, I actually can't remember the last time I played a round of golf. And yet, I reckon, you know, this is a 3-iron replacement. That's probably gone 3-iron distance, if not a little more. If I was out here with my own 3-iron, which is a bit more bladey, it's a set of the Taylormade P760s, and there is no way I'd have got a flight like that, having not hit many balls. Let's have another one. Yep, that was much more out of the neck of the club again. You can see there was the 2 strikes. You can see both of them slightly. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Can I get my head round here? Maybe you can. Slightly low, slightly edging towards the heel, but that still flew really well. Right, both of them went with a bit of a fade, which is kind of I suppose my stock shot. That's the shot that I've always grown up with. Kind of shake this. I tell you what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and drill one low. It's always been the issue with these for me. I like to hit a low punchy shot. That Tiger Woods stinger. I always struggled with a hybrid to pull it off. Oh yes. You know, hitting into the snow, you can't see this on the camera, but out there when the ball lands, you get this puff of the snow goes up. It's pretty cool. We're going to hit 3 more balls. Then I'm going to sign off today. There's probably no one watching now anyway. If you are watching, if you want us to do a review of these, proper review, just put in the comments what you'd like to see us have a go with. Well, it feels good just to hit some balls again. It was, you know, you go back to being a kid and I'll never forget those first shots just when you got the ball up in the air. Just something as simple as hitting the ball up in the air used to fill me with such joy. And it was like, come on, I want to do that again, and you start hitting it a bit further, and that excitement of discovering something new, which, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have done this last year if you're just new to golf. It's an amazing feeling. You know, it's not the easiest game to get really good at. It's an easy game to start playing, but to get really good at it takes time, it takes practice, but if you enjoy that journey, it's not about being happy when you get to the end, it's about enjoying the journey. It's a bit like life, really. Oh, I can't be honest, I could be a convert to the hybrid. I'm going to do one more shot now with this because I kind of want to love this as well. It's just such a beautiful looking club. Nice. Ah, well, good stuff. I enjoyed that. Let's just have a quick turn the camera around, see what everyone's been saying. We've got a few comments. I'll have to have a wade through these when I get home, I think. So I've been here long enough today sorting stuff out. Just going to walk out onto the range though, because I don't want to step on the snow though. I don't want to ruin its perfection. Yeah, but look at that for a sunset. Sometimes in life, you've got to just take a minute to look around you and appreciate the wonder of nature. It's just a glorious thing. It doesn't cost anything, does it? Get so wrapped up sometimes in wanting nice cars and things like that, but you know what, this doesn't cost a penny. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to just spend probably 5 minutes just enjoying the sunset, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye for now.